All that glitters is gold, literally right now in Zimbabwe and across the continent. The price of gold has been surging, and the informal miners contribute about 60% of all output in Zimbabwe. And that's pretty much almost the same ratio, give or take, everywhere else across the continent. So you're finding that their role is increasingly becoming important in the scheme of things right now when you're looking at the gold rally and nations which are, gold rich, pretty much trying to cash in on this rally and boost their revenues. For instance, if you look at a country like Ghana, they are projecting that they could be earning about 12 billion at the end of next year just from the output from small-scale miners. You've got also central banks across Africa recording, an increase in gold reserves. That's from Ethiopia to Uganda. So many of these artisanal miners are really playing a key role in economies across the continent. And this small town in Philippines that we visited as well, is a microcosm of, that boom that's taking place and mirrors what was taking place in different parts of the continent as well.
And Ray, we're looking at a chart right now for gold. Unclear of how high gold prices are actually going to go. But what are we seeing from central banks across the continent as it pertains to gold, and also as it pertains to a lot of the currency fluctuations that they've had to have? How are they reacting to this?
Yeah, I think Goldman Sachs puts end of year focused for gold at $3,700 an ounce. So, that's a very, from where we're coming from back 2 years ago, the price is almost doubled. So I think the sentiment from central banks really is to buy gold. We've seen that trend, play out in other emerging markets as well, in China, in Poland, which are some of the biggest buyers in India. And so African central banks have also jumped onto that trend. I think earlier this year, Kenya as well, the Kenyan Central Bank indicated that they will look at adding gold into their reserves. Namibia as well. We've got, Zimbabwe, which we've spoken about previously on the show, which has got a gold-backed currency. They've been buying gold and shoring up their reserves over the last couple of months since they launched a new currency. And I guess the biggest winner in all this equation, if you want a very good example, would be Ghana. They have almost, piled just slightly over 31 tons of gold at the moment. And, the cedi is the one of the world's best performing currencies at the moment. I think it's gained pretty much about 43% to the dollar. So we've seen that, the boost in reserves is helping currencies and strengthening them. And I think it's that central banks will continue to invest in and making sure that they've diversifying their portfolios and looking at, adding gold as much as they can because of the price forecast, which is really scorching at the moment.